That's the point. I won.
Reloading. Buster down. Just got it.
I'm taking shots.
Oh, what?
We're still in this.
I won. One.
Hey, what's going on, Champ Squad? Insanity, back with another Apex Legends video. So as I've discussed in the past few vids, Season 23 has been all about the rise of the support legend class, with legends like Newcastle and Lifeline rising to the very top of the legend hierarchy after receiving a lot of buffs this season. The entire support legend class got a few major upgrades across the board that has made this class the very best in the game by far and redefined the meta. But who's at the very top of the legend hierarchy this season? In my mind, it's very clearly a debate between Lifeline and Newcastle, and these two legends are without a doubt the best two in the game right now. But which legend's the very best is up for debate. In today's video, I'll be covering who I think is the best legend this season, as well as some tips for majoring their kit. So to settle the debate of who's the very best legend this season, I will be comparing Lifeline and Newcastle on a few criteria, including their overall revive abilities, their overall kit, and their potential and skill ceiling, meaning in the best hands of the best player, which legend has more potential. So overall, in terms of res ability, I do think Newcastle has a slight edge on Lifeline for a few reasons. I think most people would agree. The first is that Newcastle's revive gives you cover in the form of his mobile shield that does protect your teammate, whereas Lifeline's res leaves your teammate out in the open in a pretty vulnerable position, and you'll have to protect them with your gunfire to give them a shot of getting back on their feet. That said, Lifeline's ultimate ring is a great way to create some on-the-go cover and then stick the res to protect your teammate. But overall, I think most players who have tried out both of these legends would agree that Newcastle's revive mechanics give you a slightly better chance of sticking the res. You'll be able to land the res in more situations just because of the protection it gives you with the shield as well as the fast movement with the upgrade that Newcastle got this season. One thing that's worth noting is that whether Newcastle or Lifeline has the better res ability can also depend on whether you're playing duos or trios. If you're playing trios, I do feel that Lifeline's revives can be as or more effective than Newcastle's. A good Lifeline that can instantaneously stick the res of two down teammates is just a menace to be reckoned with. It gives your chance a full reset, whereas Newcastle can only focus on reviving one teammate at a time. So I think in the right hands, a really cracked Lifeline can bring more to your team in trios than Newcastle because of this ability to hands-free revive two teammates. But in the average player's hands, Newcastle's reses are a little bit easier to stick. It doesn't require you to actively fend off opponents with your gun skill or awareness. So in terms of overall kits for Lifeline and Newcastle, not just considering their res ability, I think it's very close, but Newcastle has a slight edge as well. His mobile shield got huge buffs this season that can provide you with on-the-go cover, really useful for close-range gunfights, especially if you're using a shotgun, but it is more of a one-person cover option. Compare this to Lifeline's ultimate ring, which gives your whole team cover, as well as enhanced healing. There's obviously a longer recharge time for ultimate compared to the tactical, but it is a very useful ability for cover play, especially if your team's running shotguns or close-range weaponry. So overall, I think both of these legends have solid cover play options, whether that's through Newcastle's mobile shield or Lifeline's ultimate. But overall, in most gunfights and situations, I think Newcastle's kit is a little bit more useful, especially in an active engagement, just because his mobile shield is quick to drop and easy to use with quick recharge compared to Lifeline's ultimate, which has a bit longer of a cooldown. I also think that Newcastle's ult can be the game changer in endgame for getting good positioning and giving your team shield as well. So his kit's just a little bit more versatile in my opinion, but Lifeline's abilities are also really solid. So far, I'd have to say Newcastle seems like the clear winner of the best legend this season, but there are actually a few advantages that Lifeline has which haven't really been discussed. One is Lifeline's tiny hitbox. She has one of the smallest hitboxes in the game that make her really slippery and difficult to land shots on compared to Newcastle's bulkier build. Especially if you run shotguns with Lifeline's smaller target, she's really dangerous. Her glide passive upgrade from this season also gives her a mobility option that Newcastle doesn't have. These abilities taken together can make Lifeline just a really slippery legend in the right hands and give her a nice advantage.
Oh, what?
So overall, I do think Newcastle has to be the best legend this season for the reasons discussed, especially in the hands of an average player. I think his kit's not that difficult to use, but extremely effective and benefits your team more than any other legend in the game. I will say, though, that in a truly great player's hands, Lifeline might have a higher overall skill ceiling or potential than Newcastle, and be a better option, especially in trios or ranked. A solid Lifeline who just sticks res instantly, supplies drones, and utilizes her small hitbox to win gunfights is just a menace to play against, and can give you a bigger advantage than an average Newcastle.
Is it Babas, I think?
So that's my thoughts. I do think that Newcastle is probably the best legend this season. Lifeline's a very close second, and in certain players' hands who are really good with her kit, she might be the very best. Just a few quick tips for both these legends. Always remember to stay alive and avoid getting knocked first. You want to avoid overextending and making sure to stay close to your teammates so that you can hit the revive whenever necessary. Also make sure to run shotguns or guns like the Wingman this season, because they really complement the kits of these two legends really well. Newcastle's mobile shield and Lifeline's ult allow you to jiggle peek in and out of cover, so using something like the Mastiff or a gun like the Wingman gives you a big advantage in gunfights. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Don't worry about me.
Buster shield.
Weak. Phased. He phased.
Like a champ. Ring closes in a minute.
Reloading.
I need. Thank you.
Coming down. Get you amped up.
Yeah.
Minus one opponent.
I'm gonna get hit by that. Nope, somehow I didn't.